What's going on, everybody? It's FREEDO here for your Overwatch, bringing you a news roundup. We've got some clues, some hints, some possible leaks with the upcoming Archives event, some sick community art, and some major changes coming to the Overwatch League next season. Getting right into it, there's been an image circulating around of an achievement for what looks like a new Archives event, revealing what appears to be the Talon skin version of Sombra, Doomfist, Moira, and Baptiste. And just to save you guys some time from spamming it in the comment section, Michael Chu confirmed that you are supposed to say the P in Baptiste, so that's how I'm gonna say it. If you're mad at me, go yell at him instead, okay? Back on topic. Despite speculation that this could have easily been photoshopped, I think there are some definite hints on what the Archives mission might be based on what Blizzard has already shown us. Well, first of all, there's the pattern of last year, a new map, Rialto, came out to serve a double purpose, to yes, be a new payload map for us to play on, but also be the home of a new Archive story mission. Reusing assets for two different places seems to make a lot of sense, so there's almost no reason for them not to do that again this year with the Paris map. And on top of that, curiously enough, Blizzard sent out an odd care package to us and a bunch of other content creators as well, which looks to be a suitcase from France. Inside, there's all sorts of little doodads, reference to the Cabaret Luna, what appears to be a hotel room with the number 76, some perfume, some sweets that apparently Roadhog ate all of except one, and to be clear, to create this kind of thing, to send out, without telling us what this is, takes some time, effort, and resources overall to put the effort in. And I don't think it's just to promote the new map, because it also seems to have clues of other things we know about in the storyline, right? Everything they make in Overwatch tries to integrate into the story and the lore overall in a meaningful way. And what do we know about Paris? Well, Widowmaker's French. The Archives missions thus far have shown us Blackwatch. New character Baptiste comes out. He's ex-Talon. So actually, whether the leaked image of the Talon forces grouping up for a new Archives mission is real or fake, it seems like a pretty likely guess. And overall, what we think the suitcase is meant to represent is almost like a final get-together or vacation or holiday for Widowmaker and her husband Gerrard in Paris before she got brainwashed by Talon. And in fact, most specifically, this may have been the turning point for Baptiste to leave Talon, as he just couldn't take it anymore, seeing that the organization is way off the deep end into the evil territory, a far cry away from what he once thought it was. And do I think it's plausible the other characters are around as well? Doomfist, all he cares about is being stronger, so any move that makes Talon stronger is good for him. Sombra is pretty loose with the morals, and Moira is kind of a crazy scientist. They've already shown her to essentially have the plot line of the mad scientist who got kicked out of all the reputable organizations, so it almost makes sense that she's behind the brainwashing of Widowmaker, and all these plot lines kind of converge up to this point. So that's what we make of all the Archive stuff going on. The Archives event is sort of the crown jewel of Overwatch events, as it's the one that we really get concrete gameplay, lore, and everything all at once, so I'm excited to see that come back around. So let me know your theories on what it's going to pan out to be in the comment section down below. Moving on to some cool community artwork. Shared on Reddit is artwork by Toysivore, who came up with this Once Upon a Time theme, which we might imagine to represent an event in Overwatch where the characters got skins in relation to old fables and myths. This one, Little Red Riding Hood. I just thought this one was so incredibly well done and fits the character, and I'm sure draws up other imagination that Overwatch could tap into with similar themes. But as well, there was a Blizzard-sponsored artwork contest in Taiwan, which produced some pretty cool results. This is the skin that ended up winning the whole thing, Ashura, which looks amazing, but the runners-up were cool as well, to be honest. Spy Dancer Ana, looking absolutely fierce. Ash and Bob in a Japanese festival style. I mean, it's hard to make any skin look bad on these two. They're so adorable in any case as a dynamic duo. Getting a little too anime weird for me on this one, but well drawn nonetheless. Fast food cashier Diva, and this last one is Pirate Brigida, which is just way too cool. You can check out more of this linked in the description. There was way more submissions as well that I didn't cover. But for now, we're going to move on to Overwatch League news. Dustin Steiner reports on Dafran absolutely killing it on jersey sales, which, keep in mind, it's not like he gets a piece of anyway, so this sort of ranking doesn't amount to much, but it's cool to know based on popularity. It actually makes this cute graphic for us to display. Dafran is sitting at number 1, and Jonak, Surefour, Gushui, Giguri, Carpe, and Poco all follow him, but it should be noted that overall, in purchases from the Fnatic store, despite Jonak being second on this list, he's actually 12th behind all sorts of other items like a customizable pink jersey for the Spark or customizable NYXL jerseys, and Dafran is way above on top of even all of that at number 1 sold overall. So just to give you some scale of how popular Dafran is, well done, let's go, dude. But now moving on to some Overwatch League news, Nate Nancer dropped this bombshell that next season in 2020, all Overwatch League teams will be playing in their home cities. We're super excited to see our original vision brought to life. Thanks to all of our fans for your amazing support. Well, regionalization is coming, starting in Season 3. This sparked up a lot of debate and commentary from many figureheads in the esports world. But first, let's get some clarification on how this is going to be implemented. Jacob Wolf reports that the teams will be in charge of the venues, but the broadcast will be handled by Blizzard. Following up on that, Nate also says that the schedule will change to bias regionalization even more to try to reduce jet lag. You'll play up against your regional opponents even more than they already do now. And this has a lot of experts kind of concerned on how they're going to make this big switch. .esports writer Liz Richardson says this on Twitter: with dwindling staff and monetary resources, I'm not sure taking the global jump is the best step or most achievable. It's one messed up production from disaster. Yikes. Noting as well, there's a lot of issues at place here. Paperwork, visas, the logistics of it. We have no idea how this is going to work, which is something that esports host Redeye commented on as well, asking how the heck are they going to deal with multiple time zones? And that's assuming that games are going to be stuck to a singular broadcast as they have now. But if so, this is something that no other esport has ever done before. Events have always just been filmed local, like they have in Overwatch League or any LAN prior to that. It'll be interesting to see how much they have to bend the schedule to get this to work, because it's already the case that games get played at really weird times for the different countries that are involved. Because we have NA, Europe, and China, all in radically different time zones. So it'll be interesting to see how they balance all of that and try to get one broadcast going, or do they have split up broadcasts, which might be a mistake, because obviously the viewership kind of climbs with having one long continuous stream on. It's hard to say, and it'll be interesting to see how they handle all of these problems. And on to our last topic of the day. Thought I would give you a check-in on what's going on with the Overwatch League. There's a lot of analysts that throw out their power rankings week to week and update them, but one of my favorites is Benchmob, because I think he's not only accurate, but writes funny blurbs on each team's weekly performance. Both NYXL and Vancouver were undefeated thus far in the stage. Vancouver has one last game to play this weekend, but is likely to clean that one up as well, despite having a hilariously close match up against the Chengdu Hunters, where Vancouver played so sloppy they very nearly lost that series, which is why Benchmob and many other analysts will be ranking them lower than NYXL. I actually think they're going to go to playoffs and beat NYXL, because in my opinion anyway, a loose performance on a game that doesn't matter too much for your playoff hopes doesn't change my overall estimation of the peak of the team. They had a bad day against the Chengdu Hunters and nearly lost it, but also did do everything that was required to get back in gear and clutch it in the end. So this week is just the final weeks of matches, and we'll have the playoffs play out next week, and you can expect those teams going head to head. And realistically, everybody else is just sort of in an entirely separate tier. NYXL and Vancouver are the only teams that should have a shot at making it to the finals of the first stage playoffs. And there was interesting movement going on in some of the other teams, but I think it would be a major upset for anyone else to take stage 1. And I don't see it happening unless Vancouver or NYXL choke. Well, guys, it's going to be everything for today's news roundup video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please be sure to leave it a like. It really does help us out and lets us know that you're enjoying the content. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and be sure to hit the bell icon so that you get notified when our videos go live. Link to the description is our Twitter, where we tweet out news, updates, and dank memes. That's been it for me. I've been FREEDO for You Overwatch. See you guys next time.